You're listening to Mind, Body, Home with your host, Sara Ann. Have you ever thought about your life as a house or a garden? And I'll share a little bit in a minute. My message for you today was inspired by a conversation that I had over the weekend with some dear friends of mine back in Pennsylvania. And they are friends that I met during my intuition lab training, and we've stayed friends ever since. And it's always great to catch up with them. It's always great to practice intuition because intuition development is like a muscle. It takes practice. It takes using it. It takes toning that muscle to really hone in and hear or listen for or understand the ways in which our intuition is speaking to us, because it is speaking to us all the time and we all hear it a little bit differently. Some of us may even feel it, maybe you get physical sensations in your body. I tend to get images and words, and then through writing, more comes through. So as I mentioned, I was just connecting with a few of my friends, and we get together every couple months to do an exchange and just catch up, and it's always a great time. So what transpired during our conversation was during a reading I was giving for another person. And the image that I got was of her sort of tending to her garden. It's really important to remember that the first thought that you get is usually the intuitive thought. It registers before your mind has the ability to sort of chime in and analyze it or think about it, right? So if you can listen for that first image, that first word, that first physical sensation, then you can start to get more and start to discern how they come together. And at the end, it has this beautiful message. And in particular, with the girls that I meet with, we go around in a circle and read for one person. But the amazing thing is it never fails, is that those three or four that you get, come all together and they all play off each other. And that's when the magic happens, because that's when you can't make it up. That intuition is a huge part of it, right? It's all playing off of us collectively. So the message I got from my friend was, the first image that I got was a fence line. And then I saw tall trees, sort of like pencil trees. And then I saw an image of her. She was sort of standing back, taking it all in, looking at her garden, sort of analyzing it a little bit. But it was a beautiful garden. She had the structured fence line. She had the tall shrubs in front of the fence. And then she had these beautiful flowers and other greenery just perfectly landscaped in her garden beds. And the message that really came through to me for her was to sit back and enjoy. You've done enough. The garden looks great. Don't mess with it too much. Maybe do a little pruning here and there when it's needed. Pull out some weeds if it's needed, right? The message was if it needs it. Same thing. I even got annuals. Maybe add a few annuals here if you want, but it's not necessary. And if you're going to add something, add one, right? You don't need much more. It's pretty full and it looks lush and beautiful. And, it's really your time to sit back and enjoy. When you do an outdoor landscaping project or just anything, just laying fresh mulch in your beds, after doing that work, you sort of sit back, you have a cold drink, you look at it, and it just looks so beautiful. It looks so perfect and beautiful. And that was really the overall image that I had for her. And it was really about, you don't need to do much else. You've got your fence line, you've got boundaries in place, you've got structure around you. Everything is lush, everything is beautiful. You just need to sit back and enjoy it. And for her, it made a lot of sense because she's always coming up with new ideas, meeting this person, meeting that person, wants to do more workshops, wants to introduce this and that. And she doesn't need to do any of that. She's taxed out on time. It's really hard for clients to book with her. It's really hard for her to, make sure she's connecting with friends. She's got a tight schedule. And so she doesn't need to add any more. She doesn't need any more flowers or shrubs or mulch. Everything is good. But then it got me thinking about my own life, and how is my life represented by my garden or my home? And what's really interesting is what came up for me when asking that question is, wow, it's like really strong new beginning. I'm in an area of Austin that is growing. So it is all new construction, not just in my neighborhood, in the surrounding neighborhoods. Commercially, there is just buildings and communities just being built all around us. And so that energy of newness is so dominant in my life now. And unlike my friend who has the garden and the fence, I have none of that, right? My home was completed in February. I just got landscaping. And when I say landscaping, I got sod just the other day. So we are talking new ground here. So overall, I feel like we have a shell. We have a shell for a yard. We have a shell of a home. And I really feel like this move has been an opportunity to recreate a new life, right? I mean, I know that sounds obvious, moving out of state to a new state. It's very obvious that there's like a new beginning energy. But at the age of 41, my husband's 42, our careers are in really different places. We really feel as though we have a blessed opportunity for a fresh start at life. Not that anything was going bad, but there was just a lot of things that weren't resonating with us on very superficial levels, very intimate and deep levels. And we really feel like we've been given a second chance at creating a life that we really want to be living, not just the two of us, with our family. Not very many people get a second chance like this at life, and so I'm beyond grateful. I do feel like it's well-deserved. I've been doing a lot of self-development work on myself, and it's been rubbing off on my husband, and our careers are taking off in different directions, but all in directions that we are really excited about. So overall, I'm just feeling grateful, and I'm sort of standing in this newness, in this new home, in this new neighborhood, in this new city, right? And I just have a really overwhelming sense of gratitude for it all. And what's next? I don't know. The cool thing is that I have the structure of my home. I have a yard plotted out. I have my fence line. I have good structure around me, and I have a solid foundation. What I get to add to that is totally up to me. I get to decide what I want to implement in my home, in my yard, and in my life. And so unlike my friend who has put all her pieces together and her garden looks lush and beautiful, she gets to sit back now and reap the rewards. I feel this energy of it's time to get to work, right? I don't know. I feel like at 40, 41, 42, it's sort of like a new beginning for the rest of your life. Like the day I turned 40, I really felt this is the first day of the rest of my life. And it just so happens that I had a move coincide with that. And energetically, it all just feels so aligned. And so I think this is a really great question for you to ponder on for yourself. How is your home, or maybe your garden? How is it a metaphor for your life? What's going on within the walls of your home? Maybe outside on the exterior, the city that you live in. How is your home or your garden? How is it representing your life? Are you benefiting from your home, the city you live in? Do you enjoy being there? Does the house require updates or renovations? Do you resonate with the community? Do you resonate with your home? Do you feel an energetic connection to your home, right? I hope that you'll take the opportunity to answer some of these questions for yourself. What does your home mean to you? Are there areas of your home or your life that need a little renovation? Are there things in your life you want more of, maybe less of? Maybe you want more money. Maybe you want a better relationship. Maybe you need to end a relationship. Maybe you're looking for a different career. You're trying to figure out what your purpose is, right? You might be trying to integrate more travel into your life. There are so many things that are trying to be revealed to us. So what is going on in your life? How is life trying to reveal itself to you through the walls of your own home? Or maybe outside, through your garden, being open to receiving. It's all around you. Intuitive guidance is all around you. Start answering these big questions. You never know where they're going to take you, and be open to receiving any guidance that comes through. Until next week, I'm sending you so much love and gratitude. Thank you so much for tuning in every single week. Jade Scott Design is a home and lifestyle brand aimed to support and balance mind, body, and home. Be sure to check out our website, jadescottdesign.com, to explore services such as mind, body, home alignment coaching and elemental interior decorating. You can also view home decor products in the shop, all of which are intended to help you bring spirit home. As we begin to expand our services and offerings, please ensure you are on our mailing list to receive exciting news and updates as they develop. You can find a sign up on our homepage or my link in bio in the show notes. We'll be releasing guest interviews for our summer series, in addition to launching new shop items, our YouTube channel, and expansion into wellness travel services. More to come on that. In the meantime, please support this podcast by following on your preferred streaming platform, leaving us a review on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or YouTube, and of course, sharing it with your friends and family. Thank you again for your ongoing support.